It takes a minute. It's all right. We're on. So hi, Facebook fans, YouTube fans. This is Kelly Lane here with Remax Gateway, beautiful Anacortes, and I'm super excited today because we have our lovely nurses, our frontliners, on today. And I'd love for everybody just to kind of go through and maybe introduce themselves, say what you do at the hospital, and a little bit about your family and home life.
I'll go first, I guess. Yeah, sure. I'm Rayna. I work in the oncology department here in Anacortes, and I've been there since 2011. And home life, married, and we've got 5 kiddos in the house.
You're amazing, girl. I don't know how you do it all.
The Lord.
Yes, exactly. You know it. Amen. Karman, you want to go next?
Sure. Hey, I'm Karman. I work in the acute care part of the hospital here at Island Hospital. Working on the night shift crew, which is fun in its own self, right? Yeah. I have 3 kids and my husband, and we've lived in Anacortes for 19 years, I think now. So.
Been a while, huh?
I know, yeah.
That's awesome. Jen, you want to go next?
Sure. My name is Jen. I work in the cancer center at St. Joe's Hospital. Before that, I worked at Island Hospital Cancer Center with Rayna. And life at home, I have 2 teenage boys. One's a senior, so, you know, dealing with all that entails with that. And that's about it.
Do you know, are there any updates on graduation that I haven't heard yet, or what their plans are?
No, they say that they will have something for the seniors June 17th, but they don't know what that's going to look like, whether it's going to be virtual or whatever. So
good. I'm glad they're keeping some kind of a celebration.
What was that?
I said I'm glad they're keeping some kind of a celebration.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Brittany, last but not least, can't wait to hear about you.
So I'm Brittany. I've actually lived in Oak Harbor. I've been here for 2 years. My husband's in the military. He's actually deployed now, so we don't have any kids. We just have 2 dogs. I work at Island Hospital in the ER. I'm a nurse there, so.
Well, first of all, I want to say thank you guys for being on the front lines. I know everybody's super grateful to have help when we need it in these kind of times. And so let's start with, how has your work routine changed during COVID-19?
Well, I'll start because I deal with a very specific population, the cancer patients. I wouldn't necessarily consider myself frontline. I feel like Brittany's probably more of that, and maybe Karman, because we are really protecting who gets to even come into the cancer center. We have somebody screening at the door, taking temperatures, doing some screening questions. No visitors are allowed in the cancer center at all, and that's hard for first-time patients who are coming in to start their cancer treatment, because they, need extra emotional support too. So we have to wear a mask every single day, all shift long. We get 1 mask each shift that we wear. It's not a N95, it's just a surgical mask. And the staff have to take their temperature after they clock in, or right by the door. The doctors are not doing in-person hospital visit or cancer at the cancer center. They're just, for follow-up visits, they're just doing over the phone, unless there's like something that they specifically need to examine the patient.
Have they gone virtual with that, Jen, yet? Doing virtual face-to-face appointments?
I don't know that they're doing virtual. I think it's just telephone.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's kind of the wave of the future, I think, is where it's going to be going. I've talked to a couple other people in the medical industry, and some of them have been doing some virtual appointments, but I know that there's a whole process to that before they can set that up. So, Brittany, what changes have you seen since you're kind of on the front lines there?
So same thing as Jen was saying, we get asked a series of questions when we come to the door, our temperature taken, and we get a sticker that's our like free, our admission to the hospital for the day, We too also wear a mask the entire shift. We do get a surgical mask and then an N95 mask. Our N95 mask we get in a paper bag, and so if we don't use it, we save it so that we can save supplies. And each patient that comes to the door, you just never know, so you treat them, they may have symptoms. So and like Jen says, it's rough because right now we are allowing one visitor per patient. Children can have both parents. But it's tough because people are scared and, they want to have that support system and, they get one person and that's it. And the one person cannot, leave and come out. Once they're in, they're in. They're dedicated.
Yeah.
So,
Wow. Wow. So, despite everything, what uplifting experiences have you had at this time?
I'll start. Being in the ER, I have seen this community, the support is amazing. I mean, just from donations from food to hand lotions to masks, it's amazing. Like that's one of the biggest things I think that helps us nurses stay positive is the
So do
community.
you guys have enough supplies? I mean, people are bringing you masks and things like that.
Yeah, we have adequate PPE.
That's great.
I mean, I don't think that we can't, use it like it's going out of style, but we're, using it with each day. Just like Jen says, we wear our surgical mask the whole shift, if it's soiled or, we'll change it. But as far as we do have supplies, and then some people are making, cloth masks for nurses, and that's we get those as well.
That's great to hear. Anybody else have any uplifting experiences going on in the workplace?
I just feel like just looking at the community as a whole, everybody in this country is so used to the hustle and bustle of life. And just to see everybody kind of slow down and care a little bit more about each other and their community. It's been really cool just to see neighbors asking, elderly neighbors if they need people to get them groceries. Some of the grocery stores just stepping up to do the whole curbside pickup like the market's doing in Anacortes. I just think it's cool to see what happens when we actually do slow down for a few minutes. We can put more time into other people. And so I really hope that can continue after things try to get back to normal again, just being mindful of thinking of other people.
I don't know. The last couple times I've been out, and I have not been out a ton because I've been doing way too many of these Zoom meetings. But the one thing is, the couple people I've gotten to see, oh my gosh, the love is so wonderful. Even though we can't hug and high five, but it's fun to actually see somebody in person.
Yes,
we I think we really do. So
yeah, I really have been feeling loved by the community. Like, well, for one, like they've been giving a ton of free stuff away. I don't live in Bellingham, so I haven't really been able to take advantage of it. But like certain like Woods Coffees have been giving free coffee drinks to the nurses every day. There was like a meat store there that was giving like ribeyes away.
Wow.
I mean, just different things. And then there were people sewing like those headbands with the buttons on the side so that you can put your ear loop on your mask on the button instead of behind your ear so it doesn't like irritate it. Like, people are just, I feel they're just trying to really contribute and help out in any way they can. So that's been good to see.
Are people bringing you guys lunches or anything to the hospital? Are you getting that kind of too?
Yeah, we've been getting spoiled by all, just like kind of as everyone else has said, just by all the love. And, a lot of people don't know how they can help. And I think food is this like common ground to show love. And so they've been bringing us lunches and, snacks, and administration has been delivering stuff to the departments that are still open and able to provide care, and just kind of making sure that we're all keeping our energy up. I actually had a coworker, she doesn't work with us anymore. She works down in at Providence. Her name's Diana. She's a nurse practitioner. Out of the blue, she just called me up and was like, I want to buy you and your family dinner. And I was like, why? That's so I feel so undeserving. And she's like, I just want to like support somebody and just show them that I care. And I think it's really just highlighting that aspect in people, which I just can't get enough of. And so it's one of the bright sides to come out of all this, like kind of what everyone's been saying, just echoing that. Just it's really shown, given an opportunity for everybody to show how much they care about each other. And that's been really incredible, I think.
The random acts of kindness, you can never do enough of those, right? And maybe
Absolutely.
in times like this, we can all step up our game a little bit more and try to show some love to people maybe that are less fortunate and having a lot more struggles going on. So very cool. So let's see here. What advice would you give to the community members? Because I'm sure the traffic has probably slowed at the hospital quite a bit, right? Like unless you really need to go in, you're not going to go in, would be my guess.
Yeah. Go ahead,
Rayna.
I was just saying, I can, with a lot of, because like Jen was saying, working with cancer patients, to a degree, a lot of our patients are already used to kind of living in this type of quarantine state because they're such high risk groups. So we're told that they're to shy away from like Safeways and large groups and things like that. So that's kind of their normal while they're going through treatment. And so, our demographic of people are used to kind of living that way. One thing I would just say is just kind of what everyone, you hear all over the different platforms is just remember, like, even though you're not in a high risk group yourself, there are people who are. And so you're at risk to, oh, I don't know what that beeping noise is. Sorry. You're just, you put other people at high risk when you're not being mindful of your hygiene, hands, and things like that.
Yeah. I would like to say too, just like everybody's doing a really good job at doing what they're asked to doing, and they're not overwhelming. The hospital isn't overwhelmed with just too many people to take care of that they're bursting out of the seams, which was definitely the fear from the get-go with this thing. And so since everybody is doing what they've been asked and staying quarantined and social distancing, and it's just awesome to see how well the community is doing because of that. So thank you to everybody, and just keep up the good work.
Yeah. So
I second. Go ahead. Well, I'll say I second what Karman says. Like, even though our numbers are down, that's one less, parent or sibling or grandparent that's sick, and it's nice to see that. And even the people that are coming in are, showing their gratitude. They're like, I'm so sorry, I didn't want to come in. Like, I didn't want to get affected, and they need to be there because they're kind of sick. It's nice. Sorry, I have dogs. But it is nice to see that it has slowed down a little bit. I mean, for the hospital, I know that's, we need the patients, but at the same time, that's one less person that's sick, So that's what I like to see.
Yeah.
Do you guys expect, and it's great to hear everybody's been doing mostly what they're supposed to be doing. But do you guys expect that this will like spike again in like winter time? I mean, that's all I keep hearing on the media, right? It's like, okay, everybody's been doing a really good job. Who knows how much longer we're going to have to stay at home? And then with the warmer weather, it could die down and then could, come back to,
I'm worried people are going to get punchy because everybody's been doing their quarantine, and I think people are going to start to get cabin fever. I think that, it's hard not to.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I feel like you said, when you get that love, you see those people at the grocery store, and you're just like, I'm missing people, and then, I think it's going to be hard for people to continue for a long, long period of time. I think
it is hard. And the one thing I see is it's about 50-50. 50% of the people are really worried about it. The other 50% are not so concerned. I mean, we're still allowed to go out and do some work on selective basis, but like I went over to a client's house the other day, and and they're at a higher risk. They're healthy, but they're older, and he instantly wanted to shake my hand, and she wanted to hug me. And it's weird because you have to stop and think, and I've never had to think to touch somebody, right? Like usually it's like when you're greeting someone or you're meeting someone new or you're grateful for their presence when you're leaving. It's very instinctual just to do it. And it's so weird because I don't think it's in our DNA to stop and really like pay attention to that, because we're humans. That's human touch is important. I think it also saves our lives too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't realized how much I've missed just hugging my friends and family since I haven't been able to like even hug my mom. So that's been kind of weird. But another perspective, not talking about health-wise, but like financially, I think people are going to start feeling the burden to, you know, feel like they need to go back to work. And I mean, as nurses, you know, I mean, where we work, we, you know, have pretty good hours. At least I do. So, but there are people that, you know, don't. And it's hard. It's hard, you know, financially for everybody. I know we've been trying to, you know, support small businesses in Anacortes by going out to eat and stuff like that.
Exactly. No, I agree. You know, and it's weird. I've never thought to say that before, but I'm so grateful for my job and being able to work. You know, there's times when things are high stress at work and you're like, oh my gosh. But I'll tell you this is that even we had a week and a half where we couldn't do real estate and until the governor released it as essential. And I will tell you what, the fear you see in people's eyes when they can't work and they want to work because they want to put food on the table. It's hard, you know, and I've had several clients that are going through that too, where, you know, they were able to get pre-qualified on a house. And then between COVID-19 starting and COVID-19 being in full force, they now had hours that were cut in half or didn't have a job. I mean, and so those type of changes are really hard to watch for people, you know, because most Americans can't make it a month without making their wages. I mean, that's just typical. So it's hard to watch, you know, and there's emotional ties and financial ties and all that that'll come into play with people too. So, in what way can the community support you guys and our healthcare providers and workers?
Stay healthy.
Stay
healthy. Don't get sick.
Yes.
Well, anything else?
I just want to say like a shout out, like kind of what Rayna said earlier, you know, super sweet that the community is just surrounded the hospital and given gift cards and flowers and food and everything else. All the staff is so thankful for all the community support. But honestly, the biggest support still is just staying safe, wearing masks, trying to keep this thing at bay and keeping everybody healthy.
Yeah, that's great to hear. All right, well, let's end on a good note. What are you guys doing for fun? And I'd love to hear some gratitude. I mean, everybody needs gratitude, right?
What was your question, Kelly? I didn't
what are you guys doing for fun right now? So when you're off work and you're with your family and then also gratitude, because I don't know, for me, I think this has been really quality time with my family, to be honest with you. And I have been loving it. And the times I am in my car out and about, seeing other families spending time together, playing in their yard, playing volleyball in their yard, going for a run together, on a hike, being able to really cook together, have good quality meals, you know. There's just certain things that I've been super grateful during these times.
Mm-hmm.
I completely agree.
We've also gone on mini hikes. Like, I mean, almost every day. I keep thinking the quarantine is the best thing that ever happened to my dog Busta, because he gets walked every single day in the forest lands and he's happy. I'm so grateful for technology. I mean, who knew? Like, of all the complaining that we do about technology, it really has helped us in this time of, you know, distancing ourselves socially. And also my hot tub, it's the one place I can go where I can be alone.
Man, I wish I could come join you.
I go in there to have my morning coffee and the boys are still asleep and, you know, John's off doing his thing. So it's nice to be alone. It's like, oh, my alone time.
That's awesome.
Rayna.
Yeah, just kind of what you were mentioning earlier, Kelly, is I just feel like I've been given the gift of time, and I kind of said it before, is working with our demographic of patients. Time is such a precious resource, and I feel like, you know, when things come to a screeching halt like this, yes, there's pros and cons to each side of it, but I just really feel like we've had the opportunity as a family I mean, we've played more board games than we've played probably collectively in the entire past year and a half. You know, we're watching movies together. We're doing funny things around the house, you know, just making silly videos or just, just connecting. I just
like Rayna on Facebook and watch her quarantine videos. They're the bomb. Trust me.
Agreed.
I just really have really enjoyed just hanging out with my family. And because, you know, like all of you, right, working, busy, we get so distracted with everything in life, which those things are important, work and commitments and things. But I love the opportunity just to stop and settle in and really connect again. I think sometimes that gets lost. And so we had been given the opportunity to do that. And I just am really grateful for it. And my job, I'm grateful for my job.
Yeah. We've been doing lots of board games and puzzles and lots and lots of puzzles, lots of family time. Everyone's home. It's homeschooling, you know, all that good stuff. I mean, it's definitely, we all have to tolerate each other a lot more.
Tolerate.
I mean, not, you know what I mean, you guys. I mean, I love my family.
We know.
I know.
But everybody's used to doing their own thing, you know? Everybody's kind of used to doing their own thing. So it's kind of like made everyone stop to be like, oh my gosh, we're all like, yeah, everybody's connecting a lot more. So it's been good. Lots of home projects for everybody to work on together too.
Yeah.
I have 2 dogs, and so I'm just here by myself. So I spend a lot of time with them, you know, play in the backyard, or we'll go, you know, hike somewhere. I second Jen, and that technology is nice just because my family is so far. So I'm able to still FaceTime with them, and I'm grateful for my coworkers as well, just because being here, they support me, and you know, I have them to talk to, even though work can sometimes be stressful to go to, just because we don't know what each day may bring. You know, every day is a new change.
Yeah.
So I'm grateful for them as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you guys, I'm super stoked to have you on, and we're grateful for your service out in the community, taking care of all of our loved ones and the people we care about out there in Anacortes and all the surrounding areas. So thank you for being nurses and taking care of us. I think everybody owes huge gratitude to you guys for sure. So
Thank
Thank you, Kelly.
Thank you, Kelly.
Thank you for coming on, and I'm
Thanks,
so glad.
Kelly.
I don't know if this was your first Zoom, but
Thank you.
so, all right, we'll leave it with that, and thank you guys so much. Have a blessed afternoon, and I hope to see you guys all really soon, face to face.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, bye.
Yes.
Bye.
Definitely.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.